And welcome to Tuesday Training. I hope you're having a fantastic week. As always,
we are live from Austin, Texas, right here at Insurance Syndicate headquarters. And man, we have a great show for you.
Good morning. What is happening, man, for the final Tuesday Training of 2025? Everybody have a great holiday? I hope so. And we've got a little bit of a special show lined up for you guys for our last one of the year. As a matter of fact, we are going to be chatting with founder of Avila Medicare Solutions, Miss Grace Avila Merwin herself, which will be fun because it'll be only the second time that Grace and I have actually been on video in the same video. Dallas Keithley interviewed us as partners. I think that was last year sometime, if I remember correctly, for his Medicare Playbook podcast that he puts together, which is a great show, by the way. Not only the episode that Grace and I were on, but his show in general has some excellent guests on it and talks about great topics, certainly mostly in the Medicare space. But we're going to chat with her about vision and understanding the importance of having vision in your business and maybe helping you define some of your vision for 2026. If there's something that I can definitely attest in regards to Grace, she has an outstanding vision. She's very good at planning it and executing on it as well. And we're going to dive into some of that. I don't really have much news for you. Normally, I would talk about fraud in the healthcare space a lot of times as I open my show. But, well, I guess Nick Shirley has that covered for us, right? It's enough said about that. But hey, man, this show is always brought to you by DFY CRM, my CRM of choice, and definitely one of the best white labels out there for agents, certainly in the Medicare space, but in the ACA space as well, and the life insurance space. It has a lot of the tools that you're always looking for, mainly those automations, the things that make your business run easy, help you nurture leads and get it rolling. So buckle up, get your questions ready. If you have any specific questions for our guest on the show today, please feel free to drop them in the comments and we will chat it up. But otherwise, without further ado, I want to bring on screen the one, the only, the Columbiana Crusher herself, Miss Grace Avila. How you doing this morning?
Oh, my goodness. I'm doing awesome. Excited for saying goodbye to this wonderful year. So I am very thankful that I'm here in the show with you, Tony.
This wonderful year, are you using that term loosely? Are you being sarcastic?
No, I don't. One of the things is that I don't play with the words that I get out of my mouth. You know what? Because they become your life. So for me, no, I watch every word I use.
Fair enough. I can definitely appreciate that. How has your AEP been, in your own opinion?
Well, it was a challenge, but it was awesome. It took me more time than what I was expecting on, adapting with so many plans that were or were non-commissionable, or it was kind of confusing. Some plans that I didn't see, like in the platform, I didn't know if they were commissionable or they were exiting the market for next year. So it was a challenge, but I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to do this my fifth AEP.
Yeah. You made a comment to someone earlier that is stressful or maybe is disorganized or different as this AEP was compared to previous Medicare AEPs that you've been involved in. You said you were less stressed this time around. I remember you saying that, hey, I wasn't nearly as stressed this AEP as I have been in previous ones. What would you attest that to? Why would you make a comment like that?
Well, like last year, for example, it was so many reviews that maybe I was not mentally prepared for that, to the point that my last 2 weeks were very stressful. I got like something that showed up on my back, the back of my head, that I was worried about being something bad, but I knew it was just a stress. But this year I say, okay, I just prepare myself mentally, and I said, okay, this is the opportunity to help my people, and I just put more love into what I was doing, and it was easier for me.
Fair enough. That seems to follow with what I know about you. Well, before I dive into business, I want to talk a little bit more about you. I know we titled this episode, kind of the idea of, well, what is your vision for the year 2026? But when you hear the word vision, do you think more about your business? Like in this context, when I give you the word vision, do you think more about your business, or do you think more maybe about the person that you wanted to become?
It's more personal. Like business is just one vehicle for me or for us to get that big picture, right? When I talk about my vision, I just have in my mind and my heart. And one of the things that I believe is the connection between your mind and your heart. If you're doing something or everything just using your mind, your brain, but you don't have your heart in that, believe me, you're not going anywhere. You're not accomplishing anything, because everything is the connection between your mind and your heart. And when I said my vision, I just see in my mind, I feel it, I have it in my heart, and I feel that is my big picture. What is my life at the end of everything, when I have my time, my my life back, just to enjoy it. My vision is my big picture. That's it. My business is just a vehicle to accomplish and get there.
Yeah, I think you said it best, and I've heard many people say that, and I believe that and say that as well, that insurance is just a vehicle that can help you accomplish your vision. So I want to go back a little bit. When you were growing up in Colombia, and for those that maybe don't know, Grace is from Colombia. She's from a little area outside of Barranquilla, Colombia, which is on the Caribbean coast. It is absolutely beautiful up there, very tropical. But when you were growing up in Colombia, did you already feel some type of inner pull towards more responsibility, more impact, or maybe more independence?
Explain that to me. I don't.
When you were a kid or when you were growing up in Colombia, did you feel a pull or a desire for more responsibility, more impact, more independence in your life? Did you feel like your life had a meaning for something bigger?
Yes. Back in there, I am the third of 5 kids, and of all of us, I feel in my heart that I was the different one in the family. Like I was more of staying in my room, reading, and even enjoying silence. That was something that I enjoyed when I was there. And I had the opportunity to read one book. That book changed my life, and it was The Secret. That book, wow, I don't know, but I just, in my heart, I was feeling that I was accomplishing, that I needed to accomplish and change the life of my whole family. Like I knew that in my heart. I know it. And I know it's not that I plan, but when you desire something, the only thing that I can tell you guys is that when you desire something from your heart and you feel that, just get ready. You just have to trust God and the universe, and just get ready for the surprise. You don't even know how it's going to happen, what is going to happen, but it's just having the heart open for opportunities and trust, and just go for it. That's it.
Now, growing up in Colombia, what was your desire?
Well, to be honest with you, one of the desires for me was um, having a different life in seeing my mom and my dad's relationship. That was something that I didn't want it for me. I said I don't want, if this is a relationship between a man and a woman, I don't want this in my life, because my dad was abusive. He was a violent person, always take advantage of my mom. And I said, I don't want this. I didn't see myself getting married there and have a relationship or a man like my dad in my life. So I said, I don't want this. And I just uh, said, if I get married, I have to be with a good person, a person that takes care of me and respect me as a woman, as a person. So that was one thing that I didn't want to repeat in my life. Even though, let me tell you, one of the things that I'm super thankful is that I was born in just the situation itself. I wouldn't change it at all. If I had to born again, I will be happy to be born with the same people, the same mother, the same father, the same situation. I will be happy to experience that, because that was what helped me be where I am right now.
So that experience, would you say that helped you create certain non-negotiables in your life? Did you make conscious decisions about things that you 100% would not accept in your life in order to achieve your vision for yourself?
Yes, definitely. Because I said, I don't want to, if I would have stayed in Colombia, I would have been single over there. Now I wouldn't had a man in my life at all, because I said, I don't want a person. I don't need that. I deserve more. I want more, and I don't want that. That is not part of my life. Definitely.
Understood. So now if we take that, right, you understood that, hey, my life is for something more. You made a comment that you may not necessarily understand where that vision is going to lead you, right? But you have to be open for opportunities. And you took advantage of opportunity to come to America. When you got here in the United States, and because this is something I can only imagine, I've never experienced myself, and I can only imagine it's extremely difficult. Did you find that you had to renegotiate or maybe recreate your identity when you got into the United States?
Well, we are, like, every situation is going to be changing you as a person, right? Your thoughts, your goals get different. I just wanted it. I just knew when I made the decision to leave Colombia, it was looking, of course, a good relationship. It's not that I wanted to take advantage of people. Okay, I'm here. That's what matters. No, I put my heart in my first relationship. It didn't work, but it was the vehicle to accomplish this goal, to accomplish my vision. It's not like it was something that I wanted to take advantage. And it was hard to getting here, living with different people that have different culture. Even the food was different. Like, it took me 2 years. Just an example, it took me 2 years for me to serve a plate of cereal for breakfast. I couldn't do that for 2 years when I got here, because I didn't used to do that in Colombia. I just have to make my huevitos with whatever, but it took me 2 years, just something silly like that. But that was like the first step, just to get that. I didn't know what it was gonna happen, but that was the first step to get here and start that vision in my mind and heart.
Okay, so looking at you're talking about the vision again. Was there something very specific within your vision, or were you still kind of searching, or do you know, like, there's something I have this in my brain, this set of rules, this set of ideas, this picture of my life, right? And now that I'm here in America, I have an opportunity to continue to chase it. Did you have a solid idea of what that looked like and what you wanted each day?
Well, my vision, it was more based on the purpose that I had, that was creating or changing the life of my family back in Colombia. Right? I didn't know. I just was here. Okay, whatever. What the first thing that I got after I got my permit to work was going and work for the school district as a substitute teacher, because that's the only thing I knew from Colombia. I have my background in education in Colombia. So that was the first thing. I just knew I wanted something, to create something, but it was just there. But I said, okay, I'm just here. I'll take advantage of the opportunity, go work, make some money, help my family. And that's it.
Okay.
Back when I came over here. Of course, when you're open to experience more things and know more people, and you keep searching, it was a whole process, because I was here like teaching in different schools for 14, 15 years. But I started struggling the last 2 years. You remember that I struggled for 2 years, where I was like from one school for two school, because I didn't want to work for anybody else. That was when my heart was telling me, you need to get something, to create something. Was that my last 2 years of teaching that I said, I can't do this anymore. I need something.
So you had the burning desire, right? You just didn't quite know what the vehicle was yet. Is that correct?
See.
So before we get a little further into that, I do want to talk about a massive step that I feel like that you made. And I kind of want to talk to you about it. I'm curious, because you took the steps eventually to become a U.S. citizen, right? And the reason I'm bringing this up, you were doing an interview with a new agent yesterday that's looking to come work with us. And one of the questions that you asked her in your pre-interview questionnaire was about the American dream. Like, does she still believe in, or does she believe in the American dream and some of the opportunities? So at what point in your mind was the American dream something for you? Was that something back in Colombia that you felt like, there's an American dream, I have to get to America to accomplish this thing that's in the pit of my stomach, that has this burning desire? Did that American dream become a thing for you when you became a U.S. citizen, right? Did that feel like the beginning, or did that feel like just part of the steps needed to accomplish what I'm looking for?
Well, that desire, or that dream, began actually when I got here. Just the fact that I got here, like, I didn't know. I just wanted a different life. It was here. It's not like I said when back in Colombia, I want to go to the U.S. I could stay in Colombia or going somewhere else, another different country. It just happened to be here. And being here, for me, the dream is to working off or finding the opportunities to create something. Just the fact that being here, and people that just work to spend all the money in luxuries. There is a lot of Hispanic people that they love to work and just show that they're like millionaires, and they spend everything on, and they don't like have savings, or they don't try to accomplish more, just work for the day, that's it. But for me, the American dream is that, like, to see opportunities, look opportunities, and create a business that you can share the opportunity with others. So for me, is that it's not like making a few dollars here or there and that's it. It's just actually create something, because a person or here in this country, especially a immigrant, if you don't take advantage of being in this country and make money and help you people, definitely you're wasting the opportunity.
Well said. And that, which is perfect for this next question, because I'm curious, when you got here, did you feel maybe whether they were placed on you from your family? Did you feel like there were certain expectations placed on you as a Colombian immigrant arriving in America? Whether it was expectations from your family, maybe expectations you placed on yourself, or were there expectations that maybe culture or society that you felt like were kind of placed on you as someone here now?
I think there were expectations from there and of course from me. Just because of the, I came from a very poor family. But when I mean poor, I mean poor. Not like people here, oh, whatever couple. Or I don't think there is poverty here in this country, because there are so many help here that people can get and they don't starve. When I mean poor over there is that I went in the morning to the school with my stomach empty because I didn't have absolutely nothing to eat, or came back, same situation, nothing to eat, to that point that I didn't have shoes to wear. I just had like a little dress once at the end of the year for Christmas. That was my only like outfit for the whole year. Same with all my brothers, my sister. That was my life over there. And of course, for me, number one, I didn't want my family to starve. Said that was one of my main things, that they didn't go to bed at night without eating all day. Number two, that they sometimes they were okay, they suspended the electricity, and we were nights and nights in darkness because we didn't have the money to pay electricity. So for me, it was more like taking care of their basic needs. So I don't want them to don't have electricity. Over there we don't have like AC. It's 100 degrees every day, and was super hot at nights. So things like that for me was more, and for them, I know it was more like helping them with those basic needs. That was it.
I remember one time you telling me, and I believe it was in high school, that you were voted as the most boring person. Is that right?
Yeah, everywhere. My sister, my family, they call me the nun. They used to call me the nun because that was not fun at all. Just for you and for you to know, college is always like fun, people having party. I had my group. I used to travel every day by bus from my town, Sabana Larga, to Barranquilla for college, right? And there was a group, my closest group was a group of 6. We were 6 people, and we were all from different towns around Barranquilla. So we all walk back together, right? We didn't have even money to take the bus from college to the bus station. That was like a 4-mile walk every single day, going up and going back to the station every single day. But it was fun. I really enjoyed that. With that group of people, I never went out for them, like having, going to bars or whatever during my college time. Never. Just to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, the reason I brought that up because that was true. Like you were basically voted the most boring person. So because of that, when you were here, or as you were kind of searching to fulfill that burning desire that was inside you, that vision that you had. Did you ever feel like you were underestimated? Maybe not necessarily because of your skill, but maybe because of your background or your accent or anything at all. Did you ever feel like you were underestimated by other people?
Not,
Maybe even from yourself. Did you have your own self-doubt?
not on my own. Not in the places that I worked, because I usually mostly work on Spanish immersion schools.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the school district that I worked, they gave me great opportunity teaching even a whole full year a bilingual class, right? Mostly that, what was the word you said? But undervalued,
Underestimated. Do you think people
underestimated.
underestimated your ability to accomplish your vision? Right.
Mostly it was on my previous marriage that I saw that from his family and my ex-husband, that he was like over protecting me, and no, you can do this, no, you can do this, no, you do this better. So that was from that previous marriage. Definitely I felt like he didn't believe, or he didn't believe that I could accomplish more.
How did that affect you? And as far as, did you bring some of that self-doubt yourself, or did that challenge you more? Right? Did that fire up the vision? Right? So you said you have this burning desire. So you have someone in your life that is telling you, trying to protect you. They're kind of suppressing you from it. For some people, that ignites that fire even more. Right? They're like, oh, you think I can't do it? Well, I'll show you. Right? Or was it, did you start to take on and adopt some of that as self-doubt yourself?
Well, it was that was, well, since all the years that we were together, but it was that, since I was very, what's the word, like controlled, I guess, right? That started affecting me emotionally, right? And you have to have this into account. Like, I was here, but I didn't have like my own place, for example, or this was not okay, I'm gonna leave, that's it. No, it took me a year for actually to give that was like the big step in my life, right? That was like it was a process. Like for me, the biggest step was saying, I can't do this anymore, because that was affecting me emotionally. My depression was getting worse, to the point that I said, one end of the year, I remember that was like those last years of that, those last days of that year, I said, I have to do something for my emotional health. And that was when I made the decision. I said, I need to leave. And it was a process. I was like going on and off, but to the point that I said, that's it. That was like the big, Brian, that had to happen like that, right? He was the vehicle to get here. And I said, nope, that's it. And I just turned around and I was gone, because I said, I can't do this anymore. And I think that was the biggest step, where I started like, finding myself, when I was by myself after that.
Finding yourself, what do you mean? Like starting to find your own independence? Starting to find
what I really wanted to do, things that I could enjoy, and looking for that opportunity, because there I was not going anywhere.
So thinking back to that moment, what would what would a success or accomplishment look like to you then?
Well, for me was, well, back then, after that, it was just having like a peace in my mind and my heart, right? To get out of that space where I was in depression, like a deep depression, because I was getting sick, because I was bad mentally because of that depression. Like for me, the first thing was like, okay, this is my life now. I am enjoying this, and just just enjoy myself.
Now, when I met you, which was around 2014, you were teaching, private teacher, and you had already you planted this seed earlier that there was some kind of voice in your head that was like, hey, if you want to fulfill this burning desire that is, from what I've gathered in this interview, was to change the direction of your family, right? Your burning desire was to change the direction of your family. You didn't exactly know how you were going to accomplish it, but you felt like this is the direction I have to go, follow my heart in this direction. At one point, you mentioned earlier that voice or that vision was like, you have to create something for yourself. You're not going to accomplish your vision by continuing to work for other people as a private teacher. Is that correct?
See, that was actually like 2018, something like that I was working for this Spanish immersion school that I loved work for. I was there like within like 10 years. But I said no, I started like, okay, I want something different. So I applied in a nanny's website, and I got hired by a family to be a nanny. I worked like 2 years for them. Then I said, okay, I'm going back to teaching. I went to a school like for 3 months. Then I went to another school like for 3 months. But it's because my heart didn't want that. I loved and I really enjoyed teaching, working with little ones. But I have that struggle. I didn't find like I belong here or I belong here. I was bouncing from one school to the other one because I didn't want that. And I just knew, and I was just online checking, okay, what I can do. I had ideas, but I'm not like a faster learning or faster reader person. So it was confusing, but I just had that desire in my heart, and I was just open for the opportunities. That was it until the opportunity arrived. And you know what, guys? My heart was open, and I felt that in my heart that same day. And I said, this is what I've been looking for. And it
Continue. Explain that moment some more. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, everything
Hang
happens
on. Actually, let me stop you.
Okay.
Because you, as you started to realize, like, hey, working for these other people, teaching in these capacities that I've been doing, it's great. I love the effect that I'm having on the kids, but I'm not enjoying the micromanagement aspect of it, et cetera, whatever it might be. You started to chase some other vehicles, affiliate marketing, Mary Kay, like you started to look in some other directions. Was there any point of frustration going through some of those other opportunities before you eventually found insurance?
Well, yes, I was just searching for opportunities, and everything works for a reason, right? Because I became a Mary Kay consultant, for example, and that was like my first time having the experience on sales and talking about a product and seeing the leadership in my upline, my Mary Kay upline, that she's one of my best friends. So everything was just ways to, hey, I just see like opportunities, like it had to happen like that, because that was the first experience for me in a sales environment. And it's just searching. You just have to do your part while they God and the universe said, okay, you're looking, here you have, let's see if you're gonna see this. That's why it is important to have your mind and your heart open, because sometimes we are so distracted by stupid things that you have the opportunities right there in front of you and you don't see it because you are too busy scrolling your phone on Facebook, right? Maybe you're having dinner with somebody and you'd rather be on your phone, but you're not paying attention. Maybe you miss so many miracles, tiny things, because we are so busy. You just have to be open and trust, okay? Like you remember that day, right? You were invited to this conference. You got 2 free tickets to go to Dallas. And you just told me, hey, I don't want to drive by myself. Go with me to this place. If you don't want to go, you can stay in the hotel. You can go to the spa. You can go shopping. But I don't want to drive by myself.
Well,
You
your
remember?
Mary Kay conference was going across the street, wasn't it? It just happened to be the
That
same weekend.
same weekend. See, exactly. And I said, okay, let's go. But next morning, I said, I'm going to that conference. I got up, I got ready, and I was in front, well, whatever. We have like general admission tickets way back, but I was there in that room. And it was so impactful, the work of those couples, because what attracted me the most was the power of the couples on that conference, accomplishing their vision, working on their vision, on their goals together. And I felt that in my heart. Believe me, I was so excited that I could feel that in my heart. And I said, this is the opportunity that I've been looking for. And I promised in my heart, I said, next year, I'm going to be seated in this conference with my license. I'm going to come back to this conference next year with my license. And guess what? I did.
Yeah, I remember. Before that conference, right? Before that conference, insurance had never entered your thought process, correct? Prior to that conference, did you ever think like maybe insurance is a direction I should go?
No, not at all.
Right?
Not at all. I didn't even know what kind of insurance you were, what was your deal. I didn't even know that.
Just curious, what did you think I was doing?
I know it was something related to insurance, but I didn't know it was Medicare. I had no idea at all.
Okay. So would you say that at this conference, it wasn't necessarily an effort in choosing insurance, but it was more like recognizing it as the vehicle to help you fulfill that burning vision inside you?
Exactly. I just knew that that whatever, because all the speakers in that conference, those are successful people. And I said, whatever they're doing, I want that. And I just came back. I got my material to study to get ready for the test. I made my schedule to study my test, and that was it. I passed it the first time because I said, I'm going for this.
What language did you take the test in?
In English. I tried Spanish,
Do
but
they
the
have it available in
translation was-
Spanish? Do they have the test available in Spanish?
Yes, but
I
the
know they have test
translation,
material.
the translation was so bad when I was studying the test that I said, no, I can't do this in Spanish. This is taking me more time because it was horrible translation. I said, I'm doing this in English. That's it.
Fair enough. So when you made that decision and you started moving yourself in that direction, was there a version of grace that you had to say goodbye to? That you had to leave behind in order to move forward?
No, not at all. Like I knew I was already living the life. I said, okay, I'm going to my place. That was it.
Hmm.
Because that was a transition. There was so many good people, so many experiences that I experienced when I led my first marriage, that it was bringing that in me. Like, I was part of um, Safe Place here in Austin. That's a shelter that helped abused women and their children. I was part of that Safe Place, and the connection with the people that I knew while I was volunteering that Safe Place was wow. That was so amazing for me. That was like I knew that I was ready for this. I was ready for this.
Yeah. Watching you, because I knew you back then that time. Some of the events that y'all would do with that group at Safe Place, like y'all would do theater plays,
Yeah,
as you
that's
remember.
true.
That was when I learned exactly how brave you are. Was the day that I saw you come out on stage. I'll just leave it at that. If y'all want to know more
No,
details, you can ask me about that.
sure.
Yeah.
Share.
No,
Don't leave people with the.
so Safe Place used to do their own Latina version of the vagina monologues, and Grace came out to do her part in a totally see-through top on stage, and I was like, "Damn, that girl is brave." So that's what I was getting to there. But moving along, what was when you realized, okay, so this is what I'm doing. I have a license. This is becoming real now, right? Like when you got your license, I assume there was a sense of accomplishment there, right? You're like, cool, this is the opportunity I've chosen. This is the vehicle I'm going after. I've got my license. That's just a bump in the road, as anybody in this business knows. Were there certain fears that started to creep in at that point?
What do you think when you know what you're looking for? What you know, what you are accomplishing? What do you think?
I'm the one asking the questions.
My answer is no, because
You had no fear.
I knew that was my opportunity. So if I start with fear, I'm doubting, okay, this might be, this not. No, I was sure what I was looking for. I knew that was my opportunity. So I just said, this is my thing. I'm going for this. That was it. I have never had a fear building this. Never.
What message would you say to those people that called you boring? If you could talk to them right now.
Well, thank you for making me feel like that back then. Like there was in my town, there was no chicos that they, like, for example, I liked some people, some chicos over there. They never look at me because I was not attractive, because whatever. They ignore me completely. Now I said, thank you so much. Thank you. That's it.
So fast forward 5 years later, and here you are. You have a successful agency, right? You got a handful of people that work for you and with you. You're partnered with your husband, right, who has helped you grow it some, but most of this has been on you. When you're making, I want you to reflect back of when you were brand new, you got your license. This is your opportunity. You're telling me you're going into it fearless, which doesn't surprise me. What were the first I want you to remember, what were the first activities that you did to get going? How did you attack it? You got your license, but what do you do now? Like what were some of the things that you understood or did to start to make that vision a moving reality beyond getting your license and getting appointed with some insurance companies?
Well, one thing I I didn't know what I was going to. I was just trusting you, right? And you said we're doing Medicare. Okay? We're doing Medicare. So I took my time, steps. I took my time to learn about Medicare with Tony on my own, joining um, agent groups on Facebook, reading about the different situations that people bring to the group, questions. I was reading answers. That is something that I still do because it helps. I was started recording my videos, my YouTube channel. It was not like, oh, I'm gonna wait to be the expert to start my channel. No, I'm gonna start teaching right now. I started reading a teleprompter. Um, it was not like I limited myself. No, I need to start. Let's do it. And creating the brand, that was the thing. We want to target Hispanic people. In just
Okay, you're right on. How important do you think it is that once you realize the vehicle, right? How important it is that you take the time to plan or define how that vehicle shapes your vision, right? Because like you were just saying, like I started day one recording videos, teaching on Medicare immediately. You're brand new. You don't know shit about shit. Let's be honest. But day one, you immediately took it from that level. How important do you think it is for people that have a big vision? Because you apparently had a pretty big vision. Like and maybe the better question is, at what point did you imagine a big vision in insurance versus just like, oh, I'll get licensed to go sell some paper?
Okay, yes. Well, I didn't even know how big it was gonna be, right? Until the day you asked me, do you want to sell here and there, whatever? I can market some campaigns for you to get leads. Do you want to have some sales here or there, or do you want to create something bigger, right? And one of the things that I also believe that part of making this or creating or living this vision, working through that is like you and me together. For example, it was not how do you say that, casualidad,
Not an accident.
Exactly, it was not an accident, right? You being in this space, when you ask me that day, you want to create something bigger, or you want just to sell whatever and make some money? And I said, I want to create something big. I didn't, that was my answer. I said, oh my God, no, it wasn't like I was scared. No, I didn't have that fear. I said, no, I want to create something bigger, something big. How it's going to happen, we'll see.
Was that mainly from your burning desire that you knew, like,
yes,
the whole reason I'm coming here and doing this and looking for opportunity is because I'm trying to change the direction of my family, correct?
That's my American dream.
Now, did you realize that insurance gave you that opportunity? Was it at the 8% conference that we went to, or was it in that moment where I asked you something like that? Hey, do you want to do this small or do you want to do this big? Did you realize, like, at what point did you realize, hey, no, not only am I getting into insurance and this is a good vehicle for me to work for myself and not have to answer other people, but was that when you also realized this is the vehicle that can have the power to change the direction of my family in Colombia?
No, I knew that at 8%. That's why
Okay.
I always said that too. And I think Cody Askins and Lauren, I owe them so much, because I saw in that event in 2019 that this was my opportunity. I saw that in that event. No, I didn't. I saw it, but I felt it in my heart. the emotion that I felt over there, that in that event, that I even cried because I was feeling that like I was one of those big speakers on that stage, talking about the abundance in their lives. I felt that in my heart, and I knew it right there.
So how did you imagine, like when you think about, okay, so I'm getting in insurance, I got my license, I'm getting started, I'm starting to teach people using a teleprompter on YouTube about Medicare in Spanish. How did you imagine that it would look like in the future for you going down this path? Did you imagine it would look like what it does today? Did you imagine it would look different? Like, did you have any, like, what kind of thoughts did you have about, okay, this is the direction I'm going, and this is what it's going to look like at a later date sometime in the future?
How I envision it was sharing that opportunity with others, agents, and creating opportunities, work opportunities for my people in Colombia. I saw the opportunity to create remote positions, whatever remote positions that I can get help from them in Colombia. I hired them and I gave them the opportunity to have a better income than working over there crazy hours, because people over there take advantage of people, making them work overtime with just paying something just to barely eat. So my opportunity was, I saw that the opportunity, okay, I needed to share this opportunity for people, agents that see, that have also a vision, that has also a purpose in their life. For me, that is super important to know what is important to them, what are their purpose, what is their vision. If that aligns with ours, like I told this girl yesterday, it's not only what I can see in you, what you can bring to the agency, it's what we can show you, how we're going to support you and help you be successful. Right? So for me, it's important to take the time. Okay, here you have some questions. Here you have, and see if we are a good match. Because it's not like having, okay, I want to have this bunch of agents that they don't even know. For me, it's important to find that people that have our same vision and purpose. I'm not saying that they're match, that we are a good match.
Based on where you're at now, would you say that you are fulfilling the vision as you envisioned it? Are you changing the life of your family? Are you creating opportunity for people in Colombia, just like you had mentioned?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Wow, that makes me feel so happy and thankful to know that they have a better life now. They're helping us growing. Well, I'm just living my dream.
So for people that don't have a vision, or maybe they do, but they're not really sure what it is, they're having trouble defining it, what advice might you give them to help them better define their vision, to better create something that is solid that they can go after, to put their eyes on?
Well, that vision, to be big enough, it have to be the biggest. It have to be the super big picture. How do you see yourself and your loved ones in that picture? Right? To be clear, okay, I want a cartel ranch in Colombia, I want a house in Santa Marta, in La Playa, one in Cartagena. I have to be specific for what I want and the people around me. Of course, that vision have to be around people, right? Because it's not, okay, I want to have money. That's it. You have all the money and you're the unhappiest person because you don't have that big reason. People around you is transforming the life, bringing value in to the people that you love, your kids, your brothers, whatever, right? Most of the people that, as for example, we don't have kids, but for me is to um, bring in the value and improve the lifestyle of my people in Colombia. And it's not like I wanted to build something and just give them, hey, here you have this, here you have this monthly, this amount of money. No, I want opportunities. Okay, this is what I'm creating. I need you to help me with this. Of course, I need to see that they are serious about it and they are also working, helping us with their heart. I have to see that. If not, that's the only requirement. Okay, I have this opportunity, but I want you to be honest and put your heart into this. And they are so thankful that they know this is something, all together. It's not like they are just employees of us. No.
So 5 years in, and now that you are accomplishing some of that, right? You have 4 of your family members that work for you as remote virtual assistants in different capacities, right? How has your personal vision for yourself changed or evolved?
Is that my big vision? I just have is my big vision, my big picture. And I just have that. Like every morning, I do my workout and get my coffee. I play the relaxing music, but the background is a nice, how do you say that? The nice,
Atmosphere, sure.
Atmosphere in la playa with, like for me, is that I have to have that in my mind because that's my big picture, to have my time and my life just to enjoy abundantly. That's my big picture. That's it. I don't focus like, oh, whatever this little thing right here. No, for me, it's my big picture. That's my big vision. That life that I want with my family and you with me.
I can't find it right now, but yesterday you posted a Japanese word. I wish I could locate it again, but basically it was the concept of, instead of like I think the description of it was, when a lot of times when people meet, they say, hi, hey, how do you do? Or how are you? Or what do you do? Or what do you do? Like, what do you do for a living? But apparently in Japan, they don't ask that, at least based on this philosophy. What they ask is, what gets you out of bed?
Yes, I was reading because that is a book. Remember, I asked you,
Yep.
hey, do we have this book? Because that's a book that I'm going to read. One of the things is that I believe in the power of people around. So January 8th, we're going to have the first meeting here in our office, but I'm part of a like golden circle. Those are businesswomen here in a group of businesswomen here in Austin. And this was one of the book that I was discussing with my friend Margarita.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I need to read this. And let me see. No, I don't know. Oh, I have so many pictures here. And one of the things, people, you have to get ready to welcome 2026. Okay. One of the things that it helped me also accomplish what I'm building right now, that opportunity that I had to leave Colombia, that didn't happen just because, oh, whatever, it just came to me. No, that was something that I vision in my mind and my heart. Every year, for the last 4 years, the last 3 years that I was in Colombia before I moved over here, for the end of the year, one of the rituals that I did every single year, my family called me crazy. I invited my family members to do, hey, let's do this. Tú estás loca. But I packed, I never had the opportunity because I was so poor that I didn't have the opportunity to travel. But I saved some money and I got me a piece of luggage, a small one. And I was packing that, I packed that bag like I was going to a trip. Everything what I needed. Okay, I'm gonna give this. I was packing. It's not like having an empty luggage. No, I packed my bag. At New Year's Eve, when the excitement, New Year's, we hug each other, we wish everybody the best. As soon as we're finished that with my family, I grabbed my bag and I walked the whole block around my house. People was desiring me the best. Hey, have a good trip. Thank you. I received that with love. I did that for 3 years because everything is what you believe. And that happened. I'm going to do that this year again. I'm going to grab my bag because I want more travel and other things. So whatever you believe, have your rituals to welcome 2026. And believe me, those work because it's the connection, your mind and your heart, and you believe in that, you feel it, you are attracting that. The only thing my only advice is be open with your heart to see the opportunities and get ready for the surprise because God and the universe will bring that to your life. That's the
well said. Well said. We're a couple of minutes over, but I have one more question that I do want to ask you. What is the cost of ignoring who you know that you were meant to become?
Say that again.
What is the cost of ignoring who you know you were meant to become?
Well,
what's the cost of not listening and following your vision?
You miss the opportunities. You won't get what you deserve because it's what you deserve what you believe you deserve in your heart. And if I'm just busy scrolling my phone, I might miss a good conversation. I might miss just a sign. Let me tell you this. I've been, no, let me see. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say about the dream that I had days ago that it was a sign for me. It was a dream. You remember with the bees?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, just pay attention. And most important thing, hey, enjoy the company of the people that is around you. Okay? There is time for you when you are alone to scroll your phone, right? One of the things that and I think anybody likes that when you're trying to talk to somebody and somebody just on the phone, I'm listening. No, pay attention, listen. And your eyes and your ears at right there. That's the only way you are gonna see the God and universe is giving you how do you say that? Como señales, signals? No.
Mm-hmm.
Signals.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see them. They're everywhere, but you have to be with eyes and heart open to see those signals in your life. Not only for business, more for your personal. When you work on your personal state of mind, believe me, business is going to work. Business doesn't work because you are not well enough mentally, emotionally, physically. You have to work on yourself. Well, I've struggled sometimes, but I try to do my best.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you carving out some time to have some fun with us on the channel for our last episode. We have another great episode coming up next week to kick off the new year. Stay tuned. I'll be announcing that one soon. A couple things to confirm on it. But thank you guys for taking some time out of your own day to listen in, tune in, and get to know Grace a little bit. If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch with Miss Grace Avila?
Well, Messenger.
Okay. To shoot you a
Gracia
message on
Avila
Facebook.
Norwood. Yep.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the new year for the first episode of 2026. Get excited.